What's going on, everybody? Get ready. We have some major exclusive tea today. I hope you're ready for it. I've got a statement from Bryan Freeman. I've got an exclusive look at Blake Lively's subpoena gate drama. There's a lot that we're going to get into. I hope you have your handy dandy notebook ready. Let's get it. This is No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, serve fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, everybody in the club? Shout out to the Zack Pack represent in the live chat. Guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want the tea. All week long, Monday through Friday, I am here live on YouTube, live on X. This is where we live stream weekday mornings. Plus, you can also watch the show on Spotify, and you can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Be sure to catch No Filter with Zack Peter, which, by the way, you guys left some really, really sweet Apple Podcast reviews that I just wanted to give you a couple of shout outs to let you know how much I genuinely love and appreciate you. And also, Daniel Feruzin, what a great guest, right? On Friday's episode, the attorney that broke down all the criminal implications with Blake Lively. Great episode. If you haven't tuned into that, please go. But I did want to give some quick shout outs to everybody that's been leaving really sweet Apple Podcast reviews. We have Eden T 1999 that says, witty, entertaining, and informative. 5 stars. Love this podcast. Have been listening on my commute to stay up to date on the latest pop culture developments and to take a break from the state of the world. This is such a blissful distraction and a great start to my day or laughing my way home from work. Thank you, Zack, for your personable, thoughtful commentary on the latest entertainment. Wishing you great things in 2026. Thank you. We'll see B. Myas says, great podcast, 5 stars. So thankful I stumbled across Zack on TikTok. So entertaining. Yes, TikTok crew. Let's get it on TikTok. Zack Peter on TikTok. Go give me a follow. Laguna Friend says, Zack is the best. Zack, you are the best. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about the latest news in the daily. I usually, but not always, agree with your perspective and appreciate your views and explanation. Congrats on an amazing podcast. Love you. Thank you, Laguna Friends. 80s baby, and you can tell, giving some lerv in the club, 5 stars. Really enjoy this podcast. Zack is hilarious. His content is original, and he's able to call balls and strikes without the fear of the mob. Bring it on, mob. We live when the mob tries to come for me. Come for me. Come for me. Better yet, send it to Daryl. Also, guys, I'm going to be on Juicy Scoop this week. I have to tape it right after this. It's maybe a little bit of a shorter episode because I do have to wrap here and head straight over to tape Heather McDonald Juice Scoop. Christina said, yes, I saw someone referred to you as a TikToker on Reddit, so I let them know about your YouTube show, dates, times. Thank you, Christina. Shout out to Christina and Laura, our amazing mods in the live chat. Katie Ray 22 says, thank goodness for you, 5 stars. Thank you so much for speaking the truth, always off subject, but I wish you would have Tamara Judge on your show. You two would be great. Keep up the awesome work. I would actually love to make that happen. I don't know if Bravo would allow that to happen, because I've been trying to get Emily. I know a lot of people don't like Emily, but she's at least an attorney. Emily Simpson from the Real Houses of Orange County. She's an attorney, and we have been obsessed with this Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni case, and I want to have her on so we could talk about it all. So good. Okay. Thank you. I'll continue to do shout outs and reviews, so please continue to leave them. I appreciate you so much. Okay. I have 2 major exclusives for you guys. So I'm curious which one you want first. I guess we'll get into the Epstein stuff because there's a lot of layers to the Epstein stuff. A lot of information has come out. Hi, Molly. Shout out to Molly Dare. A lot of stuff has come out on the Epstein stuff. But before we get into that, I actually have another major exclusive that I'm excited to share with you guys. This has been something I've been working on for a very long time. And I'm excited to share. I mean, we know last summer, Blake Lively lit the internet up with this subpoena gate drama. She started subpoenaing all these creators. Now, what you may not remember, or maybe you do, is that while it was the summer of the subpoenas, I was also on tour that summer. And as the tour was going on, a lot of my friends that were in these shows were getting subpoenaed. Okay. And I can now share with you the first official look at my new series, Zack Peter, the tour tapes, which documented and caught all of the behind the scenes Blake Lively subpoena drama. And I'm excited to share our first official trailer with you right here, right now. The drama. Let's roll it.
Zack Peter?
Oh no. Is this my official subpoena?
Holy shit!
Did I just get subpoenaed on stage? What? This is my 10-year anniversary tour. Most people don't make it past the first 20 episodes. And I've not only been able to make it in the game for 10 years, but I've been able to grow. So now I'm letting you into my personal life. Behind closed doors, Blake Lively sent out a bunch of subpoenas to content creators. The drama, I think they're trying to scare us into not talking about the story anymore. Everybody keeps asking me, what's up with the Pop Report? It just feels like it's another failed project, another failed friendship that like gets tossed onto me. The excitement.
How'd you feel about the first show in Dallas?
The crowd was so good.
Dare.
Ooh, spicy. The good moments, the bad moments. How are you?
Good, I'm so happy for you.
It's my daily dose of Donna.
I'm so happy to be here.
You're gonna make me drink alone? It's a glass.
It's never just a glass.
Cheers. Cheers to a good show, to the homecoming show.
We'll see you there.
I'm a little nervous about Philly. Well, because the bros haven't promoted anything. Oh my God, this is really gonna hurt my ego. Here we go. I'm just trusting that what was meant to be, what was meant to be. I always give you the tea, and now I'm opening up the tea to my own life. It's been nonstop between like travel, taping the podcast.
Oh my God, I'm here with my man Zack. We're doing No Filter Live.
Well, it's been really fun to follow you through this journey.
There is a weird chemistry between you and Stu.
Right now, we've gone from like the Zacktivated tour to like the Subpoena Gate tour, when I'm carrying 8 different shows and I have to promote 8 different shows, and it's a lot to carry. Listen, I feel like there's not as much excitement or hype around this show and compared to last time. Everybody's getting subpoenaed and getting pulled into this Blake Lively drama. All of the Perez fans are not happy with me. You say you support autism, but have no receipts to show for that either. It's a whole book, lady. Get it on Amazon. And kiss my ass while you're at it. Everything that I have today, I built from the ground up, brick by brick. And this is my baby. And it means so much to me because it's the one thing that people cannot take away from me. OMG. Can we just like give the team all the kudos, all the kadoos for what an incredible trailer that was. Like, I'm so excited. It's 6 episodes, and you're going to see the entire progression from the initial serving of the subpoenas all the way until, you know, some of them started to get, Andy Signor from Popcorn Planet, he's obviously still fighting his subpoena, but you'll see him throughout the series. You'll see Donna and I throughout the series. Donna's in it so much. I mean, there's so many. I mean, there's drama, there's tea, there's all the things. There's like your favorite creators that are, you're going to see us interacting behind the scenes. You're going to see us shit talking Blake Lively a little bit. It's crazy, 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 crazy. So what I'm going to tell you is that if you are a member on Supercast, that's No Filter All Access, you will get all access to all 6 episodes before it gets released to the public on February 15th. So all 6 episodes will be available on Supercast this week. I know we were supposed to do a Spencer Pratt book club yesterday. I apologize. I am still going to do that. I have to film the recap of the book. I'm almost done with it. But with everything that came out with this Epstein story and the statement from Bryan Freeman and the finalizing and the ready to release of the trailer, the last 48 hours, which you'll notice I haven't even really been on social media. It's just been a whirlwind, but I'm so excited. So you can join Supercast and you'll get early access to the full series, and you'll see all of the subpoena drama, the subpoena tapes. I mean, that's really what it became. It's crazy, 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 crazy. What a time. So be sure to tune in to Zack Peter, the tour tapes, which will officially release on February 15th. But yes, thank you guys so much. Michelle says, this looks so fun. Thank you for sharing with those of us that can't afford the super astonished. Yes, of course, of course, of course. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. Thank you guys. I mean, what an incredible chapter to document and share. And just, I mean, if you guys think that we're fun when you see us collaborating on YouTube or live streaming together, wait till you see all of the crazy behind the scenes dynamics, you know? Mm-mm-mm. Mo says, do we see legs? Because you all look like Roman half busts to us. You see lots of legs, lots of legs. So there you go, guys. You can become a member on No Filter All Access on Supercast. Just go to allaccess.supercast.com. There's a link in the description below. Sign up, sign up, sign up. This week you'll get the Jenny Slate deposition, you'll get the Spencer Pratt book club, and you will get by the end of the week, you'll have access to all 6 episodes of the tour tapes. So you'll get to see it before anybody else. Okay, that said, let's get into the latest Epstein drama, okay? Because I saw a lot of stuff going around online about Tag PR, Melissa Nathan, who is Justin Baldoni's former crisis PR manager, and Blake Lively and her attorney, and so many overlaps of these Epstein files and who's in them and who's not in them. Listen, here's what I will say about the Epstein files overall first. One, a lot of the details that have come out are deeply, deeply troubling and unsettling. And I first want to say that I think a lot of us are getting distracted from that very unfortunate reality. And to think that there were people that were taking advantage of, innocent children and young adults that were being held beyond their will. And the details are so unsettling. At some point I had to take myself out of it because I was like, I can't learn anymore. It's just completely sick. Okay. So I don't want us to get so caught up in the scandal of it all that we take away from the reality that this is a horror and a trauma that so many people had to face and had to deal with. And they will have that lifelong trauma for the rest of their lives. That's never going to go away. So I want to make sure we hold some respect and decency for them and not continue to fixate over the scandal or the names that appear in some of these documents, right? I see a lot of people, and listen, I'm not saying this because I want you to like me. I'm not saying this because I want you to get pissed with me. I'm just saying it because this is No Filter and I always keep it 100% real with you guys. There are a lot of names that are being floated around, right? And so with the names that are being floated around, just because their names are appearing in the documents doesn't necessarily incriminate them, right? Harvey Levin. His name in TMZ, his name gets mentioned in some of the emails. We don't know how deep or complicit he was in any of it. There are a lot of things in there, right? There's, I think there are a lot of big names that we know that sound like, oh my God, this person's name is in the files, and there's nothing that really materializes. Honestly, the Trump stuff from the Epstein files was kind of a big flop. If anything, it's a lot of FBI tip hotlines that don't materialize or substantiate to anything, or ultimately don't bring forth anything, right? If anything, we see, and I know it's not what people want to hear, but, we see that if anything, Epstein didn't like Trump, and we do see him try to get things on people and try to hold leverage on people. And so again, whether there's scandal or a celebrity headline that drives clicks for news agencies, I also want us to just remember to stay focused on the fact that this was a really dark reality. A lot of people did some really sick and unfortunate, and actually unfortunate isn't the right word, disgusting and vile things is what they did. And we need to remember that. And we need to uphold some level of respect for the people that were victimized in all of this. That said, we do cover these stories, right? And one of the biggest stories that I've covered here and that I've seen primarily with people that watch my show are the connections to the Blake and Baldoni case, right? And 2 of the names that have come up that are heavily involved in the Blake and Baldoni case that have appeared in the Epstein files are Sigrid McCauley and Melissa Nathan. And so let's get into those specifics, because I see a lot of people, dragging a lot of things out and making them much bigger pieces than they actually are, or, let's just cover what we see in there. So when it comes to Blake Lively's attorney, so these are some. We got an exclusive statement, me and Donna from Daily Dose of Donna. We were trying to dig into this. We saw that people were calling out Sigrid. We saw that people were calling out Melissa Nathan. And so in our attempt to dive deeper into what these people's involvement was, we did end up getting a statement exclusively from Bryan Freeman that I'll get to in just a second, because Christina says the Melissa stuff is a little worrisome. We'll get into that, and I'll give you more details on that. But so when it comes to Blake and Sigrid, shout out to Andy Signor who posted this, who highlighted this because he's obviously still battling out his subpoena against Blake Lively in court right now because, Sigrid's trying to fight Andy to have him turn over privileged confidential information and communications and information that's supposed to appear in his documentary that's going to be coming out soon, which Donna and I are also in. We were very supportive of Andy's documentary. I know he's going to be releasing that soon. But so anyway, Sigrid McCauley, she formerly represented the Epstein victims. And that was a big headline when Blake Lively came out, and she's just like, or she didn't come out, but there was a story that came out and said that she was now representing Blake Lively. She represented the Epstein victims. Now she's representing Blake, and it was supposed to position Blake as like this victim because obviously Sigrid had come and fought the big evil Epstein and was representing their victims. Well, now we have emails from some of those victims who appear to be not too pleased with Sigrid. So in these emails, you see them slam Sigrid as dirty. One of them claims that she caused them a nervous breakdown. Another claims that she stole their compensation, or that the team that Sigrid was on, she was one of the people that they explicitly say stole their compensation. Like, that's a direct allegation from here. I'll read you the exact. I know it's a little small here on the screen, but I'll just read you. This is an email. We don't know who it's from because the name is redacted, but it's one of the victims, and it's including, it says Jennifer, James, Sigrid, David, and Anne. I'm assuming those are possibly people on the legal team. Anyway, it says, every morning I awaken in hell, shaken, sweating, and fearing for children harmed by mob. I vomit, shake, and sweat for hours because my central nervous system will not settle after David, Sigrid, Lelchuk, and Bedwards stole my compensation, in all caps, stole my compensation, then blatantly lied to extort banks off of the backs of ruthless female adults. My FBI report was erased yesterday in real time because I dared to report criminal elites who harmed me so much more than Epstein. This is all disgusting. The silencing in an effort to kill me, the smears by pod mobsters, the threats by mob and Maxwell's best friends, the threats from the White House itself, Krause. It's crazy. It doesn't give us actually it does give us a date, 2025. That was last year, which, assuming when this person says the threats from the White House itself, 2025, this was April of 2025. So assuming this is in reference to the Biden administration, right? Because the Trump administration had just come in, less than, what was this, 2-3 months that they were in office. I mean, it could be the Trump administration. I don't want to take that off the table, but I'm just assuming if this was an ongoing thing where they're stealing, where there's some embezzlement, because that's the allegation being here against Sigrid and others, I'm under the impression that this is likely. I mean, it could have been the previous Trump administration. I believe it was that administration that actually arrested Epstein, but it appears to be referencing the Biden administration. Interesting that she's claiming that there are these claims of stolen compensation, threats. They're saying that it's disgusting, worse than Epstein himself, criminal elites. She's being harassed, or presumably she. And then there was another email. This one was shared by Andy and highlighted. It says, this is from another victim. We don't have the name, but this is also April 2025. It says, you and Simone Sigrid Bedwards caused me a full nervous system breakdown, my family's abilities to survive cancer when you lied about my appeal. This is a dirty layer of filth, and federal witnesses who watched. God is my witness. I know no one of authority or power cares. God cares. I just need to keep making blank murder. The email's a bit cut off. Murdered by Maxwell's buddies as promised for many decades. And then there's a number of different JPEGs as attachments. So it's crazy. Crazy. Michelle says, blows my mind to think how much they're making off of Blake and the Wayfair parties. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's interesting that the headlines were to focus on how Sigrid is, this champion for the Epstein victims. And now she's here to be a champion for Blake Lively. Remember, she's the one that did the TMZ interview after the last hearing. She's literally the one that did the hearing that did the interview on the steps of the courthouse, where she talks about how they have mountains of evidence. Like, this is the type of representation that Blake Lively has right now. And yet she's trying to use the media to warp that and twist that into, her now being just like an Epstein victim with the way that it was portrayed in the headlines, which also brings into account the integrity of those headlines that decided to run that story. Right? It's crazy. So now, in an effort to be fair, I have to cover the parts that also attach back to Baldoni. And there are mentions of Melissa Nathan. Jennifer Abel's his publicist. But Melissa Nathan is also mentioned in these, in some of these documents as well. And, we can't, in the name of being fair, it looks like there's an email from someone named Leslie Groff to Epstein. And here it said there's an itinerary. This is from May 2017. This looks like the email was sent in May, and it's an itinerary, assuming for that day. Came at 9:14 a.m. It says 8 a.m. breakfast with Tom Pritzker. Then there's a 10 a.m. appointment with Linda Pinto. And then there's a 4:30 p.m. appointment with Matthew Hilzik and colleagues listed as Ben Sisenko and Melissa Nathan. Then there's a 6:30 doors open for some opening event. Then there's a 7 p.m. performance, the Lincoln Center Theater, and the rest of the itinerary goes on. But so it does appear that on May 5th, Melissa Nathan was scheduled to attend an appointment with Matthew and his colleagues, and they were going to meet presumably Epstein, since this email is to Epstein and this is an itinerary for his day. So that's the first email. Later that same morning, there's another email to Epstein that says, FYI, Matthew Hilzik will bring 2 colleagues with him today at 4:30, Ben Sisenko and Melissa Nathan. So it appears Melissa would have or should have attended this meeting. She's not CC'd on any of these emails, mind you. But we did end up getting a statement from Bryan Freeman himself, an exclusive statement from Freeman where he gets into all of this. And so Freeman says, to be clear, neither Melissa Nathan nor anyone at TAG has ever met, engaged with, or provided public relations or any type of services for Jeffrey Epstein. Miss Nathan's name was added to the email without her knowledge or approval. She learned of it only when it became public along with everyone else. Regardless of whether a former firm used her name without her consent, Miss Nathan has never been copied on any email with Jeffrey Epstein, has never communicated in any way with him or any of his associates, and has never attended, nor would she ever agree to attend, a meeting involving him. Any suggestion to the contrary is categorically false, defamatory, and harmful. TAG, a small team of women and private individuals, have been subjected to an onslaught of conspiracies and damaging rhetoric based on fragments of untrue context and hearsay. Enough is enough. Crystal says, why does this matter? Was Justin named? No, then stop using his name involving these files. Well, the reason we bring this up and the reason Donna and I wanted to investigate this further was because we saw that there were a lot of accounts that were either pro Baldoni or even some that were pro Blake, right? We had like the ex-patriarchs of the world that were going around and circulating Melissa Nathan's involvement, being like, this is the type of person that Justin Baldoni hired. Now, we don't have a statement from Sigrid. We don't have any word from Sigrid at all regarding her involvement with the Epstein clients. I would imagine her statement would read something like, I can't talk about, former cases with former clients, attorney-client privilege. Like, she'll throw some bullshit like that out there. But at least when it comes to Melissa Nathan, she has her attorney, Bryan Freeman, who issued out this statement to make it clear that she didn't have any involvement with Epstein. And we don't have any proof that she ever did. So when we're seeing people circulate, oh, well, I mean, this is straight from the horse's mouth, right? So we have this statement where she's explicitly denying it. We don't have that same statement from um, Lively's attorney, Sigrid, but the emails directly imply that there was some sort of hostile environment under Sigrid's representation, right? If you have someone that's saying that they were having nervous breakdowns, that this relationship was causing them anxiety, that, they feel like they're being threatened and their attorneys are doing nothing to protect them. They're accusing Sigrid, specifically is named in this email, with an allegation of embezzling client funds. Whether these allegations are true or not, we have to take it all with a grain of salt. But that to me sounds a lot more incriminating than any potential involvement that Melissa Nathan may have had when it's possible that she was invited to a meeting that we have no proof that she actually attended. And we have a statement directly from her. Now, if there are photos of Melissa Nathan at a lunch with Epstein, that changes things, right? But at least from the information that we do have right here and right now, this is to shut down any of those rumors or any of that chatter so that we can keep the focus on what actually matters here. When it comes to Epstein, I think the focus should be on the people that were victimized and the horrible things that were done to them and the people that helped cover this up, including current or past administrations, right? Like all that accountability needs to be held while also making sure we hold a level of respect for the actual victims that are the most important priority in all of this. Laura says names do not mean anything. There were people who purposefully got to know Epstein in order to expose him. Yeah. I mean, listen, I think there's a lot of things that I think people were expecting to come out with, a lot of high profile, powerful individuals. Um, I think in terms of, I mean, we see Jay-Z's name in there, we see Harvey Levin's name in there, we see Trump's name in there. I haven't seen anything incriminating necessarily regarding any of them. We saw Bill Clinton's in a lot of photos. It appears Clinton actually, again, I don't know how deep the Clinton stuff goes, but it does appear that Clinton had a much deeper relationship with Epstein than I think he wants the public to admit. But I don't think that that's anything new. We have, who is it? Prince Andrew. Also, that one is the worst of them all. And then you also have Bill Gates, which is kind of, makes you tilt your head as well, because there's an email regarding needing STI antibiotics for an STI that he had contracted potentially from some Russian clients or Russian, I guess, victims. Because I guess technically Gates would be the client in this case. Saying that he needed antibiotics for an STI and he needed to slip the antibiotics to his wife. Because she may have contracted something as well, and they kind of wanted to keep things on the low. He has since issued a statement and he's denied the allegations, says that they weren't true and they were an attempt by Epstein to, I guess, extort him or try to hold some sort of leverage against him. It appears that that is something that Epstein was trying to do. We do see emails of him trying to dig up dirt on Trump, which to me, I know people were looking for a big juicy thing, and I don't want you to get upset with me. I just have to keep it 100% real, right? Balls and strikes. If he's digging for information on Trump, then that probably means that he doesn't have a ton of information on Trump. I know people were expecting there to be a bigger Trump piece of it all. I wish that there, was something to satiate people, but it's, I think there were a lot. I think the reality is, and, even if you go down all of the conspiracy theories, the people with the real power are the people that are not exposed, right? They're the people that are not public. They're the people that are hiding in the shadows because it's better for them to hide in the shadows because they can continue to hold their power, specifically power over public figures, by staying in the shadows, right? It's a reason why uber wealthy people don't really do reality TV, because they see all of these lower brow people that are seemingly rich and wealthy that are going on television that then have all of their fraud or tax evasion exposed in public, right? The real people with real money and power and control, they're going to stay in the shadows, which is exactly where they want to be, It's crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, there's some really wild things going on at the moment. Holy moly. I know. I know. So we'll see. But yeah, like even the people that are spreading Harvey Weinstein, or not Harvey Weinstein, Harvey Levin's name around, I'm like, it looks bad. Yeah, for sure. Like, trust me, if there, if there was something to really hold weight to any of that, yeah, it does look weird that he's saying we can use Harvey if we need to, but that could also just mean he knows Harvey and Harvey's a friend and he's like, hey, I have an exclusive for TMZ to run. And if he has an exclusive for TMZ to run, TMZ, I'm sure, is going to run every exclusive story that they can possibly get their hands on that's going to drive clicks, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that they're trying to protect the Epstein ring, although it does make you really question if there is still an association and communication with Epstein. Like, how much did you know? How much did you not know? At what point were you willing to walk away? Did he have something on you? Like, there are many layers to that. But I think the names that people are circulating, Jay-Z, Levin, all of these different people that are now coming out. I mean, Blake, I think, was even on a list at one of the parties. Does that mean that they did anything? Not necessarily. Does that mean that they're incriminated in anything? Not necessarily. And that's kind of just the unfortunate reality. But yeah, we'll see. I know there was also, in relation to Melissa Nathan, I did see some people that were, so they connected her to Epstein, and they also were connecting her to the Alexander brothers. I don't know if you're familiar with the Alexander brothers. They were also, I believe they're on trial currently. There's Alan Oren and Tal Alexander. They are facing trafficking charges as well. And I've seen people tie them to, Melissa Nathan. So I did try to dig into this as well. And I was able to obtain these emails and correspondence that can give us further context into what their relationship actually was. First, we have, here's an engagement letter. It says, hello, thank you again for your call yesterday. Please see attached the engagement letter with tag PR for your review. As noted, to further advise on the matter, we would need to be under agreement. Can you add your attorney's email here so we can update the engagement to his firm if he'd prefer? Additionally, we have a digital team that can assist with SEO and digital social assistance. Those services are not included in this engagement and can be added for another blank. We can add her to the call on Monday if you'd like to get some specifics on the front of that. Thank you very much. This was June of 2024. So it looks like there is some sort of engagement or some correspondence that's happening with the Alexander brothers, but it looks like about 4 days later, on Wednesday, June 12th, this is an email to Oren specifically, and it says, unfortunately, after a recent discussion with our investors regarding the latest developments in your case, we have been directed to terminate our agreement of representation effective immediately. Your retainer is in the process of being sent back to the original payment method and will be processed in the next 24 to 48 hours. To ensure that you maintain PR support, we have a colleague a colleague with decades of experience in crisis management who we are more than happy to refer to. He's New York based. His information is below. If you'd like an introduction over email or text, we are more than happy to make it. So it appears that the Alexander brothers did at some point, or at least Oren, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, Oren, did at some point reach out to work with Tag PR, but it seems like Tag PR declined them. So it doesn't appear that they actually represented or worked for the Alexander brothers. So maybe they went somewhere else. I don't know who's currently representing the Alexander brothers, but I know they are currently facing trial. They were looking for crisis PR. So, I mean, it shows that at least Tag has some sort of ethics, right? If they're able to turn down people based off of, developments that they find, maybe something that's completely incriminating. We don't have the exact details as to why they turned them down or what those specifics were, but it at least shows that, the Alexander brothers were approaching multiple PR firms. Tag was one of those firms, and it seems like Tag declined to put that information out there. So you can share that if that's another thing. I'm not here to try and defend Melissa Nathan or Tag PR specifically, but just like I'm not trying to defend Harvey Levin or Jay-Z or Trump or Clinton or Gates. Like, I'm not here to defend them. I'm just here to present the information and look at things. And like someone said in the reviews, you got to call balls and strikes, whether we like that information or not, whether we like the reality of that or not. Yeah, T. Hamilton says Bill Clinton is a dirtbag too. Possibly. I don't know him personally. The things that came out don't look good. they certainly look a lot worse for him than they do for other people. So, that's where we at, right? It is what it is. We do what it do, boo. Crystal says, love you, Zach. The trailer made me cry. I'm so happy for you. Oh, well, thank you, Crystal. Crystal Tillier. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Love you. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what we got for today. Those are the emails that at least prove that there was no connection with the Alexander brothers, or they at least didn't represent them. And then there's the denial of ever meeting Epstein or working with Epstein. According to Bryan Freeman, Melissa Nathan didn't even know that she would be included in the Epstein files until they actually came out, which I'm sure a lot of people didn't. I'm sure Harvey Levin didn't realize he was in it until his name was actually mentioned. So, yeah. Behind the scenes tour series looks amazing. Thank you. Yes, guys, we get a full behind the scenes look at the Blake Lively subpoena gate while I was on tour last summer with Zack Peter, the tour tapes, which I'm very excited. It's going to be releasing February 15th. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Spotify. Get it, get it, get it. All right. I think that's what I got for you guys. I think that's the extent of the tea I have for today. Let's see what other thing we had. The Grammys last night. We had some wild outfits. Chaperone looked crazy. What else did we get? We got we got the Devil Wears Prada 2 trailer. Dun dun dun. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That looks really good. I'm actually very, very excited for the Devil Wears Prada 2. We got Andy Sachs back with Miranda Priestley and Emily. It's good. I'm excited. That one I'm looking forward to. I think those are the only juicy bits. But like I said, you can watch the tour tapes on Supercast this week, or you can watch it when it begins airing Sundays, beginning February 15th. Sundays, you can watch Zack Peter, the tour tapes. It is a wild journey. There's drama, there's tea, there's light, fun moments with all your favorite creators. Lauren Knighty is in it. Heather McDonald is in it. Andy Signor is in it. Omar the Tilted Lawyer is in it. Ask Two Lawyers are in it. The Brav Bros are in it. Giorgio Says is in it. Donna and Stu obviously are in it. Donna's in it a lot. Stu's in it quite a bit. Lots of fun, lots of tea. Colonel Kurtz is in it. So get ready for Zack Peter, the tour tapes. Drop a comment below. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Get it, get it, get it. Yeah. Let's get it. Yes, thank you. Someone said, why am I making this more viral? Christina says, memo, it was already going viral, but Zack is trying to show that it's just because someone mentioned it doesn't imply that they're guilty. Yes, it was starting to go viral, and that's why Donna and I were like, should we cover this? Should we not? Do we want to touch the Epstein stuff? Do we not? It is so dark. Like, and the more I was digging into the Epstein stuff, it was just so dark and so unsettling. But being that this was something like I saw other people, like even like Ashley Brianna Eve, who I have a lot of, respect for. I saw she was even posting and people were like trying to paint Melissa Nathan as this bad person. And I don't understand where that narrative is coming from. Because from what I've dug and from what I've seen, it looks like Tag PR was contracted for 3 months, but it only appears there were a couple of weeks, like I would say less than a month, that any work was actually done with Tag. It was August through November, and it was primarily to focus on the premiere, not anything beyond the premiere. And from everything that we've seen, Blake Lively has yet to substantiate any sort of information that proves that there was a smear campaign against her or a retaliation campaign against her. But I know they're supposed to head in the Lively and the Wayfair parties are supposed to have another settlement negotiation, that's kind of standard and procedural. They have to show proof to the judge that they, at least in good faith, were trying to meet and have settlement talks before the judge can formally make any sort of decision. We also know that Judge Lyman has 2 other criminal cases that are currently either happening now or will be happening in the coming weeks, which is why the March trial was pushed back to May. So it's unlikely that we'll have any answers from him until probably March. We're probably not going to get anything from him this month, because this month, February, I know is when when Lively has to discuss with the Wayfair parties some sort of potential settlement, because they've been going back and forth on what those terms will be, if there is going to be a settlement that's reached. So we'll have to wait to see how this continues to unfold, but we will see if Lyman allows for any or all of Lively's case to move to trial come May. I think the best case scenario is for Blake to be able to. The best case for Blake is for Lyman to dismiss her lawsuit, or to dismiss or to gut the claim so much that she has to withdraw the lawsuit. I think that's the only like if she goes to trial based off of the evidence that we've now seen, it looks really bad and embarrassing for her. Like embarrassing for her. Yeah, see, as you're saying in the live chat, still waiting for evidence of SH. There is none. Like there's none. We're talking about a graze and a nuzzle of the neck using the word sexy. That's hardly pervasive and persistent, right? It isn't good for JB if they don't go to trial. I think it's going to be fine for him either way, to be honest with you. But it's worse if it doesn't go forward to trial. Because I think in order for him to really have his big public win and victory, he needs to have a jury rule in his favor after looking at all of the evidence. I think that's his best case scenario. Her best case scenario is that Lyman dismisses it early on. That way she can come out and say that the patriarchy won. The court system is fixed against women. I did everything I could, but the fight's not over. I'm going to continue to fight for women in the workplace. She's going to do some BS about how it's how the legal system is all pro patriarchy and anti-woman and all of that stuff. She'll say that she's going to appeal and continue to fight to the highest degree. I doubt she will file an appeal, or she'll probably say that she's going to draft it and then let the story die out. So that way the news can be like, Blake Lively's not giving up. She's still going to fight. Dun, dun, dun. So like I said, her best case scenario, and I think she's ruined either way, but her best case scenario is that Lyman guts her case and she can't move forward to trial. I think our best case scenario, we want to see justice. And I think justice is allowing the jury to make a determination. And there is no way in hell a jury looks at the claims and the evidence against Baldoni and rules in her favor. There's just no way. At first I was like, I don't know, trial is pretty up in the air. Who knows? Da, 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 da. I think she, at this point, is praying that Lyman will dismiss her case. All right. That said, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I have to go run and tape Juicy Scoop. Give me a follow, Just Plain Zack. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Or follow me at Zack Peter all over the internet. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack on Instagram. Thank you for all the love in the club. I love you. I appreciate you. We have 2,200 people watching this live right now. Hit that like button right now, guys. Become a member of No Filter on Supercast. Thank you. Artem says, Zack, you are a very handsome man, and the facial hair looks amazing on you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Be sure to tune into Daily Dose of Dana. All right. Love you guys. Bye.